issues and all the rest. Let's see if this is going to work out. As we have to the top right-hand side of the map, the blue Terran player. It is from Team Liquid, uThermal. He is going to be going up against, to the south side of the map, the yellow Zerg from Team Ascension. It is game time. TvZ best of two. So this is going to be uThermal's map pick to begin. And we're going to be setting up into this to see how this is going to go. Again, hello and welcome everyone to the stream. I'm Wardy and this is WardiTV with one heck of a hectic start today. So I do apologize once again for some issues. Obviously, things are just going a little bit haywire for us, which is why I'm a little bit here, there, and the stream having to reset and the rest. However, we're not dropping frames like we were previously, which is already a big positive. So that's already looking to... I don't want to get ahead of myself and say it's fixed, but it's looking promising. I will say that much at least. So it's looking a bit more promising than it was before anyways. So that's good. Let's hope it kind of keeps up as we kick off into this. So game time to the south side. He's going to open with a hatch gas pool here again. This is going to be the pick here of game time of uThermal. And just in case you didn't know how this works, it's a 6-player round robin group. And throughout this group, again, it is best of 2s. And so basically everyone plays everyone. And against each opponent, you play on a map pick of your own choice and a map pick of your opponent's choice. And the idea is the players with the best map scores at the end of the night advance on through. So top 3 will advance to the next stage. And we've been here the last few days with groups A, B, and C. And they've been some really good games. Neba Innovation, the highlight so far, I would say, of the entire thing. That was on Monday night. That was really, really awesome. Definitely go check out that YouTube VOD if you haven't already. youtube.com/WardiTV. Not right now, but... keep it in mind for later, because it really is such a great series, that one. So, we've been seeing some great games, though, and I mean, all the groups have been exciting and interesting. There's been, I'd say, an upset in every group so far. Even if it isn't with the players that make it through, it is with the ordering of the players at the end of the day. So, it's been really, really fun. A lot of great games, and it's just created a lot of, it's been a very interesting format to see develop. So, really nice to kind of... See how it will all continue on. As we're going to see this. We're just hopping away from the main base right now. You're going to see this Overlord from Game Time currently heading up the left-hand side of the map. So Overlord going to start heading up the left-hand side. I'm just going to be seeing the other Overlord already kind of sat here waiting to kind of scout in. Perhaps drone saves itself as it becomes an extractor. This Reaper still being annoying. Link speed not ready just yet. And Reaper will be able to make it out as uThermal sets up into a 2-1-1 build order. Early stim pack. Factory on the way to get the medevacs out in the near future as well. And he's just going to start setting up into all of that here over the next few moments. So uThermal setting on up. We see a couple of Overlords on the way out from game time right now. Zerglin's speed is going to be completing in just a few moments as well. And this factory about to finish up also from uThermal in the main base. As we mentioned before, that is to get into the starport with. And that reactor down as well, so you can continue to set up as he would like to. So starport about to come on down. And you see this link speed is about to finish up right now as well. And just going to be seeing this Overlord continuing up the left-hand side for game time. Third hatchery is down, coming up to being about 75% of the way done, so game time continues to just set himself up into a nice kind of economic position, obviously. I mean, for the early stages of this game, he's only really looking to kind of set himself up, and he doesn't have to worry about being attacked for about another minute, which means he can get up about another 10 drones, and then he can start thinking about making units to start dealing with this incoming attack. And to deal with that attack, he's going to need a good amount of Zerglings, but also the Queens gathered together in the right places to try and push the medevacs away. And it's that combination of units which really allows you to shut down that aggression without taking too much damage and without falling too far behind as well. So Stimpack just over halfway done. 3 Marines still being built at a time. Starport just now landing onto the reactor. And those first 2 medevacs start. So he's going to start heading out here at about the 445 mark of uThermal. Again, this is just such a standard build as of late in the TvZ. Really nothing surprising about it. As 1 Marine moves forward, starts to push that Overlord away. And the rest of these Zerglings coming up this ramp, nibbling away at those deepers, but not really doing too much else in the meantime. So that first Overlord getting pushed back. More Zerglings being made right now. As you see a couple of Evolution Chambers coming down as well. So there's 2 Evolution Chambers come up into this. Just going to be seeing, well... and getting ready to go in towards his gameplay is, there's a little bit of a miniature freeze. Hopefully that wasn't something that affected you guys on the stream. That was a little bit of a hang-up for us right there, so I'm not too sure about that. I wonder if that's the issue we've been having before now, or something, so that could be interesting. But anyways, we are going to be seeing this couple of medevacs heading down over to the left-hand side. So a couple of medevacs over to the left. And Marines just begin to unload and getting ready to keep on going down this direction to see what's going to be happening. So one creep tumor getting picked off right away. I'm just going to be seeing those Lings and Queens having a little bit of a look to see what they might be able to get up to. And again, just doing a little bit of damage here and there. Next medevac coming along as well. For now, just picks off a creep tumor, and again, the idea is he's forced some units already, which is nice, and he's just trying to slow down the creep spread, the map control of the Zerg player, while setting up into this next attack here in just a few moments with that next medevac flying on in any moment now. There it is right here. I'm just going to be seeing these Marines starting to unload. Widowmine pops out as well. And we'll be getting ready to stim on forwards as the Widowmine moves in. We'll be burrowing in. Well, already one queen going down. The creep tumors, of course, will die pretty quickly. Actually, only gets one of them, so the other one's going to be allowed to come on in as, well, Bane's not ready just yet. And uThermal's going to start working his way through this hatchery. I mean, this is a little bit awkward because GameTime really has to start thinking about how he's going to defend this. I actually don't think these Banes are going to be enough. Target fires every single one of them down. And that is just going to mean that uThermal can kill off this third base, and GameTime will type on out. uThermal takes game number 1 without really any issue at all there. Let's jump on into this and get ready to go into our second game of this best of 2. To the bottom left-hand side of the map, our blue Terran player is going to be Team Liquid's uThermal. Now, one of the weird questions will be for uThermal, does he actually want to finish in first place of this group? Because if you finish in first place of this group, I actually think you go up against Stats, is it? It's kind of really weird, like, it's kind of, it kind of really sucks. Yeah, if you finish in first place, you play Stats. If you finish in second, you play Nurture. And if you finish in third, you end up against Semper. So, it's going to be a little bit strange when it gets to this sort of point where, you know, if you actually win, you get the harder opponent to then move it through to the next stage after that. So, it's going to be a little bit crazy, a little bit weird. And I'm very intrigued myself to sort of see how it's going to happen, see what's going to go on as we do set on up into this. Now, a couple of drones on the way out, the hatchery coming down on the low ground, and I mean, the thing is, for GameTime, he doesn't necessarily have to change anything up just yet. He can play a very standard game and just play pretty much the same as he played last time. It's just when it gets to that stage where that attack comes in, he has to be a bit more prepared, maybe drone a little bit less and get into position a bit sooner. Don't let the Marines get behind that mineral line, because once that happened, that was his issue, because at that point he couldn't fight in. The Balins were never going to do enough, and it was just GG from there. But if he had a few more Lings early, and he was able to maybe push a few of those units back in a way, and stop them from getting in that position, well, suddenly he's able to kind of hold on. He's got a much better surround available to him, obviously, and that's so much more to work with, basically, and that would have helped him out. So that was the kind of main issue there for GameTime in Game 1. Let's see what's going to come about from him in Game 2, see if he can fix that. I mean, this is a build he will play against pretty much every single day, multiple times a day, unless he doesn't open StarCraft and click Find Match. I mean, okay, maybe if he doesn't run into a Terran player, but, you know, it's every time he plays against a Terran, there's got to be one of the builds he's pretty much expecting to play against. It's still super standard in the meta game. We see it being used once again here by uThermal, and there's a reason for that as well right now. As we're going to be seeing this Reaper going up to the top right-hand side. There's a reason it's a standard build, because it is just so good. It can just put you into such a good position. That's what we've seen from this build order in the recent months that it's been active. It's actually been active for over half a year now. Like, it's got to this point, like, as a caster, because you just cast it every single day, it's really kind of difficult to talk about kind of and make it interesting, because you cast this like every single day, time and time again. Like, it's really, really kind of crazy. It's just going to see this Reaper escaping off to the left-hand side. And this third hatchery on the way down currently. Now, you're going to have to excuse me, because for some reason my start bar is over the top of my StarCraft 2 screen. There we go, it's just fixed. Okay, well, I was going to say, you're going to have to excuse me, because I couldn't actually click on the minimap down to uThermal's base, because it was covered by my start menu for some reason, but it just fixed up, so that's perfect. That means we can continue on nice and easily, and you don't have to forgive me for anything. As we're going to be seeing this Reaper will just pop towards the third hatchery, just confirms that it's on the way up. Again, GameTime playing a very standard game so far. A North American Zerg player, one of the real up-and-comers in NA, and I mean, it's hard to call him an up-and-comer in a way, because he's been up-and-coming forever, it feels like. But he's always one of these players who, when he can play a lot, he can take down some of the very best, and a nice little Reaper play here, just dodging around. I wouldn't be surprised to see GameTime make a pretty decent run at top 3 in this group. But uThermal, I think, in this group has to be considered the heavy favorite. Super has not been kind of amazingly impressive as of late, neither has Impact. You know, Impact and Super, they've been good, but uThermal's been very good. So uThermal really is the favorite for this group. So GameTime can't get too disheartened having to play against uThermal first, and maybe looking as though he didn't stand much of a chance in that first game. Again, this is game 2. We'll see what's going to end up happening. And we're just going to be seeing the Reaper going to pop back down. Queen continue to target down this Reaper, and this Reaper will fall. So Reaper going down here, and we're going to be seeing the Sport Caller cancelling. As these drones are going to come over to the right-hand side, drop down a couple of evolution chambers, and it just gets set up and ready to rumble. 2 engineering bays on the way down for uThermal here at the front as well, just going to be completing his wall for the next couple of moments. And obviously he wants that before the medevacs come out here, because if a bunch of lings come in and are able to counterattack and just go straight through into the natural expansion, well, suddenly uThermal has to turn around and deal with that or take masses of damage. So completing the wall is something you pretty much always see a Terran player doing just before they load up these Marines into the medevacs. And here we go. Moving up to the left-hand side, these 2 sets of medevacs going to be looking to see what else is going on. And Overlord going to be sitting overhead, and uThermal just continuing up towards the top side of the map. So coming in up here, we're going to be seeing these Marines beginning to unload. I'm just going to be seeing that Zergling taking a little bit of damage there as well. More Lings continue to join up as Marines will stem forwards. Lings actually going to run in here, and they're going to get a good surround, just forcing these units to lift. The Queens weren't target firing for a while though, which means that these units do just have to lift. A few creep tumors starting to come down, and another medevac heading up the left-hand side to look to see what else is going on. So another medevac up the left to see what else is happening, and we're going to be seeing the +1/+1 melee upgrades coming down from game time as well. That Bayonet's going to be finishing very soon too, and again, just a few more Zerglings on the way out. Units will unload, and uThermal will get ready to continue forwards in towards the 3rd base here in the next couple of moments. So here we go. Starting to move forwards. Let's see if he's going to have enough. I mean, Bane's on the way. He's actually going to find himself behind a position once again, and it's again game time just not far enough forwards to punish uThermal for trying to get into these locations, or just to stop him from getting these locations to begin with. Widowmine will go off on a Queen. I mean, that's not great, and there is a lot of Banes here this time. Too many to target fire down, but now there's only a couple left over, so uThermal can just drop back down. They hit on 1 or 2 Marines at a time. Queens continue to fall, and uThermal will just break through this position. I mean, he doesn't kill the 3rd hatchery just yet, so it's not over for game time like it was in the last game. But it definitely doesn't look pretty. That resources lost up is disgusting in favor of our Terran player, as these Lings run in once again, while uThermal will just sort of step backwards further into the mineral line, loses one of the medevacs, another one very low, and probably will go down here soon if he isn't careful. Turns to fight once more, and Queens just take a bit more damage, actually popping a transfuse onto one of them there. And we've seen these Lings and Banes continue to move around then, and we are just going to be seeing the 3rd CC from uThermal is finished up and ready to float into position also. So his follow-up attack will be setting up shortly with +1/+1 and combat shields, and he's just going to keep on being aggressive, I imagine, because it's just gone so well for him so far. Why wouldn't he continue to attack and attack and attack, and at least force more units and make it difficult to find for the Zerg to find that opportunity to make a few drones and to sneak in the further tech. His Lair very delayed now already game time, so his 2-2 is going to be late, and that's going to give uThermal a large time and window to utilize later on in this game. When his own 2-2 finishes, he's going to be able to attack in, and again, the efficiency of that Terran army. It's something a Terran player always plays for on TvZ. As soon as that Terran army has an upgrade advantage, it becomes very noticeable in the fight. So we are going to be seeing these 2 medevacs going over to the right-hand side. And they are going to be dropping up here. We'll drop just in the corner of this main base. So they're going to be dropping up here in a moment or two. I actually love this. uThermal, he holds the right-hand tower, so he knows he can kind of just drop around without being seen. This Overlord here will see a couple of medevacs. So you will see these couple of medevacs moving through, and you'll see these Marines going to be starting to unload just over in the corner. A few more Marines coming up the left-hand side. I'm going to be seeing these Marines getting ready to stim on in. So here we go. Drone's going to start going down. Queen's going to go down as well. And a few more drones continue to drop here right away. 8 workers killed already. I'm just going to be seeing, well, this drop in the main. Just so difficult to deal with. He's actually starting to lose the spawner pool. uThermal will stick around to finish that off. And now all of a sudden, game time can't build any more Zerglings for the next few moments. So that's going to be a little bit of an annoyance as well. I mean, he already has enough units out to kind of defend for a couple of minutes here, but if uThermal just keeps on pushing and keeps on attacking, it's just another kind of pain for your game time to have to try and get over right now. I mean, he can still make some drones, which is nice, and which he does need as well. I mean, uThermal behind this mineral line, and uThermal's Marines just always seem to find a way to get so much done. These Zerglings get destroyed. Drones will continue to go down. We're actually going to see these Banes continue to move forwards. We'll just see the Marines lifting up once again, and now starting to spread out as he just drops around, and that will create some efficient trades as well for our Terran player. He still has units in the main. Now he pushes up the left-hand side as well, and uThermal is just not stopping. Stims once more, and well, these Widow Mines will set up. The 4th base is pretty much as good as dead already. 2-2 upgrades rolling in for the Terran player. They will finish up very shortly here. Widow my connections are huge. And that will be GG. uThermal takes a clean 2-0 to start the day. First 2 maps under his belt. No